Frank, we're at the human facilities with Hamza Sheeraz. You must be quite impressed with how this young man trains. You know, he's got all these post-training facilities. He goes out to America, spars with some top levels. It must be impressive to see, the dedication this young man puts in.
It is, Lewis. He doesn't leave anything to chance. Everything he does is truly professional. And he's got a good team behind him, like his dad, Cam, Taz. They've all worked very hard, and you can see in himself the way he carries himself. You know, he's got such a nice presence about him. He's very mature, very sensible, and this is again part of his, of what he does. This is how seriously he takes the business, and this place is it's a fabulous facility.
When you see facilities like that, the way he works, does it just put in your mind that this kid can really go to the top if everything falls into place?
Look, he believes in himself. He wants it. He doesn't leave anything to chance. He's a true, proper professional, and I genuinely do think he will go all the way. I really do. He's got the tools. He's got the mentality. He's got the desire for it, and he doesn't cut corners. So if all those things mean you're going to be a success, he's definitely going to be a success.
And as he mentioned earlier to us, this is his first time back in the UK since winning the Young Boxers.
Yeah.
You've had many fighters who've won that award. Is he going to be adding his list to that name of world champions, do you believe?
I think he's got the potential to do that. I mean, it's his second fight on the 16th at middleweight. I think he's a big lad now, and he definitely is a proper middleweight. So I think that's going to suit him, and I'm expecting a really good performance from him against a quality opponent at this stage of his career. This guy will test him and ask a few questions of him.
Yeah, his opponent, Francisco Torres, who's fighting next week, he's got a draw of Benavidez. He's highly ranked. Some people have him ranked higher than Hamza. Do you think this is the perfect test to show everyone that he's ready for big names, big fights at 160?
I think it's a test to show if he's ready. And it depends how the fight pans out. But if he does what I hope he can do, then I think it's another good step forward for him. We're not going to rush him. He's still got a way to go. What's it? He's about 15 fights now. I'm not sure, about 15 fights he's had. But this is a big step up for him.
There's been other talk of another Queensberry fighter, potentially Denzel Bentley, who's the British champion. Denzel says he wants to wait and do this fight at world championship level. Do you think maybe that could be a good clash one day?
I think it'd be a great fight down the road between the two of them. I think it's a real good fight. They're both top quality fighters, and they both got a lot of desire. That'd be a little bit special, I think, when it happens.
When we talk about those kind of fights on the 16th card, we're also going to have Heffron against Clark.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a similar type of fight that's going to be an all-out war?
That's got war written all over it. I think that's another really, really good fight. Young Dennis is on there too. He's in a tough fight. He's being stepped up. Yeah, there's some good fights on the card.
There's also going to be some top-level prospects, so it's going to be a card full of different kind of actions. Is there anyone in the card specifically that's really saying people need to watch out for?
I've got to tell you something. We're blessed with talent at Queensberry. I think there are a lot of kids on there that you just come along and you can pick and follow your own guy, or if you can't get there, watch it on BT. But there are some really good youngsters on there. I think are going to be going places in the future.
And then we want to just quickly put a touch on last week. A fantastic card on BT. I think everyone seems to have really enjoyed it. Joe Joyce put in a great performance, Mark Chamberlain. But quickly, just we all know that Jason Cunningham had to go to hospital for precautionary checks. Can you just confirm to everyone that everything's fine?
So I understand he's okay. Steffi Boy's manager and I've said that he's okay, and we wish he needs a nice rest now. And if he wants to get back in the swing, he knows that we'll be there 100% with him, supporting him and behind him. He's a great guy, and he took a lot of balls to get in there. I mean, that was an opportunity for him to get himself for a world title fight. Tough opponent to fight. There's a guy, in Teti coming up a weight, and also there was a lot of people thinking has he still got it or not? Well, he showed he still does have it, but it was very brave of him to take that fight. And as I say, he's whatever he wants to do, we're with him.
With that also being said, Teti, obviously, he's moving up a weight. How impressed were you to see him back to the level?
I was very impressed. I mean, it's a little bit nip and tuck fight for the first 2.5 rounds, and then obviously he found those big punches, and he's a devastating knockout artist. I mean, you've seen that before over here. What he did with Paul Butler, he done the same thing.
Then Joe Joyce, he got his victory in the end. What's the plan for him? Are we going to be seeing him out very soon again?
He'll fight in September. We're working on some opponents, and hopefully within the next week or so we'll be in a position to announce the venue and who he's fighting.
It's good certainly to see him back in the ring following his long injury.
A year out of the ring, very frustrating, broken wrist, but, he showed that he wasn't worried about throwing his punches. He wasn't, no sort of wariness about that. He just went out there and done his job. Got caught a few times. Want to see him working on his defence, but the variety of punches that he threw were great. I mean, there were great body shots as well, which eventually stopped Hammer with. And one thing's for sure, we all know that Hammer was going to and did come to fight. He got the best of him out of it, best of Joe out of him, yeah.
Also on the card, Mark Chamberlain won his first title.
Yeah.
The lightweight division is himself, Sam Noakes. Quite a few exciting fights.
Great fights to be made down the road there with them. They're very, these kids, they're great youngsters, and Mark done a fabulous job. I thought the referee could have stopped it, or the corner could have pulled him out. He was very brave, the other Mark. He showed a lot of guts, but sometimes, fighters need to be protected from themselves, and I felt that fight could have been stopped.
With that said, Mark Vidal had gone twice for Kiko Martinez, never been stopped in his career, and Mark won every round.
Tough guy, really tough. He was relentless.
Then lastly, we just want a quick note on our debutant, Tommy Fletcher, who put in a devastating performance, had some fantastic backing. You must be excited with him.
I was. His fans certainly were, that's for sure. He was a great addition to the professional ranks and to the Queensberry roster. I thought he'd done exceptionally well. It was exciting whilst it lasted. I mean, he throws good punches from good angles. He's a powerful guy, no doubt about that.
Well, as coach said, he punches maybe as powerful as Deontay Wilder.
Well, I'll tell you what, the opponent, if you asked him, I'm sure he'd tell you that. He'd agree with that.
Well, perfect, Frank. We can't wait for the fight next week. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, Lewis.